Hi guys, welcome back to a new video on the channel. Now today we are going to be looking at tonight's games in the Championship, League 1 and League 2. So it's getting to the business end now of the EFL, and last year I focused a lot on League 1 and League 2 towards the end of the season, and I'm doing the same thing again. Also the National League will come into this, as that's getting quite tasty as well. So what we've noticed with Leagues 1 and 2 is how tight it is, not only at the top but also at the bottom. But a couple of clubs are going to be thinking, oh god, we're close to relegation now. So tonight is a chance again for those teams to try and get points on the board. So we're going to start with the Championship. Now, as of recording, Huddersfield and Bournemouth is 13 minutes in and it's 0-0, which is good because it kind of helps with what I was predicting anyway. Obviously, as a Reading fan, Bournemouth winning tonight is not ideal. But as I say, I don't do these prediction videos as a what do I want to happen, what do I think will happen. So I do actually think this will be a 3-1 win for Bournemouth. And I'll let you know if there's any goals while I'm recording. So Shiver Wednesday versus Swansea. A game massively important for both clubs at either end. Swansea are chasing down Watford in second, and obviously Sheffield Wednesday are trying to do the great escape and get themselves out of the relegation zone. So again, I can see goals tonight, but I do think that Swansea just have that little bit more, and I'm actually going to go with a 2-1 win for Swansea. So Rotherham United versus Queen's Park Rangers. An interesting game. Rotherham, obviously, they've got a lot to play for. This has obviously been one of the games in hand. For QPR, they're pretty much on the beach. Let's be honest, they're not getting relegated. They're not going to get promotion. They're going to be in the Championship next season. So for them, it's pretty much just playing out the season, but they're still playing for pride. And these sides can be very difficult to play against. So I'm gonna link this one to Rotherham. I'm gonna go 1-0 as they're at home. So we're gonna go into League 1 if my PC is a lot faster than me. Here we are. So into League 1. There we are. Okay, so tonight we have Crewe versus Portsmouth. A very interesting game this. I think Crewe obviously have been absolutely superb. Portsmouth are definitely going places for promotion as well. And I think this is going to be a 2-1 win for Portsmouth. Wigan versus Sunderland. For Wigan, obviously, they are trying to get as many points as they can to get themselves out of a situation where they're in relegation trouble. Sunderland are looking to finish the season strong in the playoffs, or possibly even automatics. And I do think it's going to be a 2-0 win to Sunderland. AFC Wimbledon versus Ipswich Town. Now, Ipswich, from what I'm hearing, have drawn 0-0 the last 3 games. I'm eagerly tempted to go 0-0 again. So yeah, let's do it. I'm going with Ipswich 0, Wimbledon 0. It'll be a goal fest now. Lincoln City versus MK Dons. Now Milton Keynes have definitely improved over the last few weeks. Been getting themselves some decent results. Lincoln, again, they've had a little bit of a wobble, bit of a stutter, but they've continued their form. I think this is going to be a close one. I'm going to go Lincoln 2, MK Dons 2. Doncaster Rovers versus Burton Albion. Now, again, this is for League 1. It's another tough, tricky game to sort of try and predict. And I have been scratching my head all day about it. The draw definitely sits better, but I'm not sure what kind. But I'm going to go Doncaster 1, Burton 1. Blackpool versus Accrington Stanley. Now, Blackpool have been on this incredible run, and I think that's going to continue. You have to look at what they're doing as a club. and I do think they're going to carry that on. Accrington have had 2 disastrous defensive performances. They've got 7 slack past them by Peterborough, another 5-6 the weekend. Who knows? This score could be anything, but I'm going with Blackpool 3, Accrington 0. Rochdale versus Swindon. Now, Swindon obviously are struggling at the bottom of the league. They need to get points. I think Rochdale are kind of in the same position, so it's quite a big game for both of them. And you know, taking my Reading fan out of the situation, I can't get a winner here. So I'm actually going to go with Rochdale 1, Swindon 1. Oxford United versus Shrewsbury Town. Now, Oxford obviously missed out in the playoff final last year. They're looking to get back in the playoffs this season, and I think they're certainly looking good, and I can see them winning this tonight. I'm going to go Oxford 2, Shrewsbury 0. So on to League 2. Let's see what's going on here. So Morecambe versus Scunthorpe. Definitely a tricky game to predict. Both teams are on in different form, but I've gone with 1-0 to Morecambe. Walsall versus Tranmere. Now it's another tight game. Tranmere's form again has been a little bit hit and miss. Walsall got a vital 2-0 win at the weekend, and I can see them getting another one here. I'm going to go Walsall 2, Tranmere 0. Newport County versus Carlisle. Now, the fans will be lucky they're not travelling. What a trip that would be. That's a long one from Newport to Carlisle. But, yeah, I think I'm in an iron about this one. Both teams are playing pretty well. I was going to go with a 2-2 draw, but I'm going to stick to my other guns. I'm going to go Newport 2, Carlisle 1. Barrow versus Exeter City. Interesting. Exeter obviously had that wonderful result against Cambridge at the weekend, and they're looking good. Barrow, they're pretty much safe, but they're not going to want to drop too many more points. But I do think they'll lose tonight. I'm going to go 3-0 to Exeter. Bradford City versus Crawley Town. Now, I don't know again about Crawley. They've been a little bit sort of hit and miss. Bradford have had some decent results. Difficult one to call this, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 to Bradford. Probably the game of the night, Salford City versus Bolton Wanderers. I wouldn't call it a Lancashire derby as such, but close enough. This is definitely a good game. Bolton have changed their form dramatically, and Salford are on a decent run. I'm going to go with a 5-goal thriller, and I'm going to go Salford City 2, Bolton 3. So moves us into the final set of games, and there's been a goal in the other game. It's Huddersfield Town 0, Bournemouth 1. That's the latest score. I don't know who scored it. It doesn't tell me, but it's 1-0 to Bournemouth, so not good news for Reading that. So into the National League, if it allows me to find the National League. I don't want the Northern Irish League. Here we are, National League. Found it. So tonight there's a full-ish programme in the National League. So Sutton United will play Torquay, and I think that's going to be 2-0 to Torquay. Stockport County against Kings Lynn. I think that's going to be a 2-2 draw. Halifax Town against Wrexham. 1-0 Wrexham. Solihull Moors against Notts County. Now that's a cracker, but I'm going to go 3-1 Solihull. Dagenham and Redbridge against Eastleigh. 1-0 Eastleigh. Woking versus Bromley. That's a 0-0 for me. Weymouth versus Aldershot Town. I'm going to go 2-1 Weymouth. And Chesterfield versus Boreham Wood. I'm going to say 3-0 to Chesterfield. So guys, that concludes the video for tonight's games in Leagues 1, League 2, National League, and those few in the Championship. Obviously, just to update you guys, it is still 1-0 to Bournemouth 24 minutes in. So we're hoping Huddersfield can come back, despite my prediction. I'm looking to come back here this week, guys, for some more videos. Maybe tomorrow, looking ahead to the weekend, as Reading have another vital game against Cardiff City away. And after the Watford game, we need to bounce back. Apologies, there was no video after the Reading Watford game over the weekend doing the predictions. I was too angry after certain events, not the result, Watford deserved it, but certain incidents in the game triggered emotion, and I want to do these videos fairly. I want to do them neutrally. I don't want to bring too much bias into it, and if I'd have done a video after that, I'd have probably lost every subscriber that I've worked hard to get, because it would have just been a rant and a scream and a shouting match, and I don't want to be doing that. So that's why that didn't happen. But I'm all good now. But well done to Watford, they deserved the win in the end. So we move on to Cardiff. So that's coming up, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments if there's any other sort of videos you want to see on the channel that I haven't done yet. And I'm going to go and have a shave. You guys take care, and we'll see you soon.